Hello, this is Susan Ashley and welcome again to my YouTube channel, Susan&Kassandra. Today I'd like to go over the universal law of cause and effect. We all know that law. It's relatively straightforward really. What we give out, we get back, right? So you know that in relationship to actions and events, what you give out, you get back. And that can also relate to past lives and sometimes even into lives. And if you have been sort of like really, really angry and you've just been a ball of anger for days and you've probably been very fortunate. What I find interesting about this law is that you can actually grab it and stop what you're sending out. So that's more what I'd like to talk to you about today, because we all know this law and most of us understand it, good or bad. What you give out, you get back. And as I said, it may not be in that moment. It's a bit of a ripple effect. It could be 10 years later. It could be a lifetime later. But what you can do in this lifetime, when you become aware of this law, you can say to yourself, cancel that thought. You know, if you're having a thought about someone and you realize, wow, that's not nice, you can cancel that thought. If you've done something to someone, you can apologize. That's how we stop cause and effect, right? Because we actually become aware of what we've done and we apologize for it. And I'll tell you something quite personal for me. When I was in high school, there was a girl at high school who had, you know, she was unfortunate, let's say, to look at and other things. And I was with a group of girls one day and they were really, really teasing her, not bullying, they weren't doing anything really, but they were teasing her. They were saying horrible things, which is bullying really. And I participated in that. And I always felt bad because I was always a gentle soul. And I really felt bad about what I did that day because I repeated the same things that these other girls were saying. And I knew it was wrong, but I did it anyway. And I'll tell you something, years later, probably 15 years after that, I was doing a seminar and who was sitting in the front, and the seminar was about love. And who was sitting in the front row but that girl? So before I could start the seminar, I actually publicly said in front of everyone, I'm really sorry for what I did to you as a teenager. It was mean, it was horrible. I did it because the other kids were doing it. That's no excuse. And if that has caused any lasting pain, from my heart to yours, I'd like to talk to you afterwards and offer you some help. And I actually worked with her because her story was much deeper than me and a group of other girls being nasty to her. So, sorry, I get emotional when I think about that because we don't realise what we do sometimes. And if we have the opportunity to apologise, it really helps people. It helps them to move forward in their life. Any victim and survivor of any abuse, whether it's emotional, physical, mental, any abuse, when someone apologises to you, that's a huge, huge impact on your healing. So remember cause and effect. You can actually heal that. You can stop that ripple from coming back to you by asking for forgiveness. That's a very powerful thing. And if you don't have that person in front of you, you can do it through spiritualization. You can meditate, you can speak to their soul and say, I'm really sorry for what I did to you. Please forgive me. And you can make amends for it. And you can also, when you have that thought, you can cancel it. I remember another time when I was sitting in a cafe, obviously much older and had already gone through that lesson. And I was sitting with 3 other women, and a young girl walked past us. And she was so beautiful, and she really, just expressed that beauty. But she wasn't wearing stockings. And where I was living at the time, it wasn't respectable for a woman not to wear stockings to show her bare legs. A bit odd, I know. So the women I was sitting with all started saying, oh my God, who does she think she is? How could she walk outside the house without stockings on? They were really going for it. And I didn't say anything, but in the end I said, look, it's hard being a woman, isn't it? It's hard because we're always have to be held to a certain standard. There's so many rules and regulations for women. And women have a deep enough burden to walk around with on a daily basis without me adding a knife to her back as she walks past me. So I prefer not to be part of her burden. And I'm telling you, every woman that was there felt really bad. But I was hoping that it was a way of me expressing that I didn't want to be part of that. And I wish I had have known that when I was 15. So I didn't add to that other woman's burden that she carried for many, many years. So thank you for listening to me today. If you like these videos, please share them and like them and do everything you need to do so we can keep circulating them. Thanks for now and have a beautiful day. Bye.